Hey guys, okay, let's try this again. I'm going to try to squeeze everything into one video here. Uh, we've all heard the term, freedom isn't free. Been kicking around for a long time, but it's really true, and it's more true, I guess, now than it has been in most of our lives because we're losing it. And I wanted to ask you guys uh, what makes you think that we're free now with the things that are going on? What makes you think that we're free? Because so far you've still been able to go to the store like you wanted to or whatever. But more than that, what do you think that it takes to control people, to make them do what you want? In other words, no longer free. You know, if you think about it, it's controlling where you can live, where you can drive or walk, whatever, and what you eat. If you control all three of those, you have total control. If you control the majority of it, you still pretty much have total control, if you think about it. And so what I'm trying to get at here is, if you look at what's going on in this country right now, they've just about accomplished that. Okay? Now, some of it has been by price so far. In other words, a few years back, if you decided to take a vacation, you wanted to go from here in Washington, let's say, you wanted to go to Rhode Island, you just get in and do it because you could afford the gas, you could afford the oil, the food, whatever. So then as you moved forward and prices kept going up and up, pretty soon you couldn't make that trip to Rhode Island. Maybe you made it to Wyoming, or whatever. And then as prices have gone up now, last I checked here a couple days ago, it was right around $4 a gallon for gas. Well, now you're maybe, if you can afford one, you may be looking at something across the mountains, eastern Washington, and you're still looking at it, well, at least we can still do something, instead of looking at it that you've been jacked. And the next one, where will that be? Be lucky if you can go to town. Well, that's where we're getting to. And so that's what I'm trying to get across to you about when you talk about control. And then when you get into the food situation, if you're paying attention, the government is making it impossible for small farmers, people, to grow and sell their crops. And now they're even getting involved to the point where they're controlling. They're even saying you can't grow your own garden. They've got laws in place now that say that you can only have, depends on what state you're in right now, but how much food you can have on hand. In other words, you can't, in some states, you can't have more than a 7-day supply. Or some states it's 3 or 4 days. Now, why would they give a crap one way or the other what you have? This is the things that you need to think about. You think you're free. You can't even grow your own garden. Just saw a deal passed here in one of the states back east, I think it is now. They can't even have They can't even raise their own beef or their chickens. Why? It's because they're controlling the food supply. And that one gets worse because I know most of you are familiar with GMO now and everything that they're putting in the foods and everything. This government, our government, Obama signed a deal with Monsanto, or for Monsanto, okay, for the labeling. Okay, each state is kind of tackling that now themselves, but our government said they don't have to label nothing, and they took another step, especially with people becoming aware of the fact that some of this stuff is causing cancer and other problems, wiping out other crops and everything. You have no legal recourse. They're protecting these corporations. These corporations are part of the New World Order, by the way. So when these people make these laws, they're just doing what they're told to do. But you and me, you have to become aware of those things, and you have to start asking yourself, what are they doing? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense unless you understand that there's a plan to control you. And what are you going to do if you want to talk about controlling food when the only people that can produce food are these large corporations like Monsanto? And so that's all you can buy. What are you going to do? You don't have any other choices. And then, with a little bit of knowledge, you find out not only do you have to buy from them, but they're also poisoning the food. So they're slow killing you. This isn't a joke, man. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's what all these laws are about. And they don't do it all mass in 1 second because everybody go, hey, wait a minute, you know. But it doesn't work like that. They've got this thing figured out. They know how you're going to react. They know it's all, a lot of it's psychological, and they've done their homework. But they have, when you think about it, through prices so far and everything, they can have control where you go, how you go, and everything. Through food, they're getting down to the point where the only place you can buy food is from these large corporations. And a lot of people are becoming aware of the fact that this stuff is poison to begin with. But they're still giving it to you. They're feeding it to you. Same thing with the vaccines. This next year is supposed to become mandatory vaccines, when everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people know there are poisons in the vaccines. Now, your question should be, well, why would they want to do that? There's only one reason. And if you had bothered to read Agenda 21, you would know exactly what that is. Their ultimate goal is to kill 92% of the world population. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to walk out and shoot everybody. It'd be nice, looking at it from their way, it'd be nice if half of you died first. And that's exactly what's going on. It's called slow kill. You got chemtrails. If you don't know what they are, you need to look them up. It's another way they're poisoning us. You got fluorides in the water, way past what they're supposed to be. If you don't know about those, you should look it up. And there are other things in the water besides that. They are slow killing everybody. They are slow dumbing everybody down. That's what's been going on. Not just with Obama's administration. This plan's been in effect for a long time, but it's coming to head now. And this is what you guys have to become aware of. You have to wake up. We're about ready to lose it. This bill, Obama just passed another executive order this weekend, giving him the power to shut down all communications in America. Why would he do that? There isn't a legitimate reason under the sun. And anybody's gonna try to back that up or support it, man, you're really stupid. Why would he pass the NDAA law where he could kill Americans on American soil? Where in the world did that come up? Did he have a bad dream one night? And thought, he signed that in the middle of the night. Didn't talk to anybody about it, signed it. What do you think those things are about? What do you think DSHS, I heard a figure yesterday of 4.5 billion rounds now that they've bought. Why do you think that he's arming every federal agency that we have, including the post office? Why do you think that they're training to take on American veterans, conservatives, Christians? Why? Why do you think that is? You're one of those. Now, you may be somebody that doesn't believe in God. I don't know. But I bet you got veterans in your family. You may be a veteran. So, that's what all this is about. But once you can, like I said, when you control how people move, and that's another thing I wanted to bring up too. You can't get a plane ticket now without going through all these x-rays and all this crap, groping and everything, supposedly checking you for terrorists. Meanwhile, they open the border up and they let thousands of people come in that we can't feed because we can't even feed our own. That's intentional. It's to take down this economy. You got to wake up and figure that out. We've got an American in a prison down in Mexico now that this administration won't even acknowledge. You got a Christian over in the Middle East there that they're torturing and releasing. He's a citizen, American citizen. And this administration won't even acknowledge it. But he trades 5 terrorists for a deserter that they knew about. This stuff should, somewhere along the line in your mind, those questions there should be so many questions with that you say this is just not possible. So why is it happening? And that's the key. See? They're controlling how you eat, how you move, and it's you. Everybody going out of this country, the Americans, they're the ones that are getting frisked, checked, x-rayed, pushed around, thrown on the floor, all in the name of terrorism. And we opened the borders up and let everybody and their mother come through here. And half these people that are coming in are people that their own countries don't want them in their own countries. They're getting rid of them. And then a big percentage of them have diseases they're bringing in. And it's wide open. They don't even have to have a ID. Now you figure that out. You answer that question. So who's this against? I guess we're the terrorists because we're the only ones being treated like terrorists. And our people, our soldiers, are in prisons and nobody's doing anything about it. Anyway, I gotta go. I hope You understand what I'm talking about. I hope you feel free someday.